In the beginning of the film, two primitive men go deep into the forest until they find a magic tree with some glowing fruits on it. One of them becomes curious and takes a bite out of a fruit. Believe it or not, this triggers an avalanche of changes, beginning with a giant snake landing on their feet. Then, they are taken to another civilization where humans have become much more modern. The man who ate the fruit earlier actually seduces the beautiful queen of this kingdom. Following this, the movie flashes back to where it all started. We are transported to the times of the Bible and early civilizations, when man is still very primitive. A group of hunters have ventured deep into the forest, looking for food. They chase after a boar, and when the lead hunter, Marlik, gets ready to attack, one of his comrades is impaled by a spear, thinking he has killed the boar. After realizing that he hasn't, Zed apologizes but faintly whispers that the hunter had blocked his shot. Marlik hears his snarky remarks, and so the hunters grab Zed and bully him. Then they go back to their village, and there we see a guy named O picking strawberries. As Marlik walks past him, he belittles O by tossing away his fruit basket. It turns out O and Zed have been good friends ever since they were born. As they chat, Zed spots his crush, Maya, and starts to flirt with her, but she graciously refuses him, stating that she desires a man who can protect and provide for her. To top it all off, Marlik gives Maya a boar's head as a token of his love and makes romantic advances towards her. Meanwhile, O is also attracted to Zed's sister, Ima, but he is too shy to go and talk with her. At the moment, one of the villagers defecates behind Zed's bed, causing him to become angry. So he and O go for a walk in the woods, where Zed rants about how he's always treated like garbage and looked down upon. They then arrive at a tree with some glowing fruits. It seems that no one has dared to approach this fruit, and it is forbidden to eat, but Zed wants to eat it, while he thinks about why it is forbidden. O tries his best to stop him, but Zed, who thinks that he will become intelligent and perhaps get a chance with Maya, bites it anyway. Immediately, Zed claims that he has gained superior knowledge, but he fails to answer even the basic of questions regarding science. Meanwhile, a huge snake coils around O's feet, causing him to become panicked. He frantically asks what they should do, but Zed's replies are futile, and so he eats more of the forbidden fruit. Later that night, the villagers have a dance festival. O attempts to impress Ima and does the fertility dance with her. She also gets up and dances with O, but for some reason, he hits her in the head with a stick, thinking she will like it. Unfortunately, she angrily hits him back before storming away from there. Meanwhile, it turns out that someone from the village had spotted Zed eating the forbidden fruit, and so he rats him out. An angry Marlik confronts him about this, and as a result, Zed is banished from the village. However, things worsen for Zed as he accidentally burns down the village with a fire stick in his hand, prompting the hunters to chase him down. He flees for his life, and soon he discovers him hiding under the bushes, Marlik. When Zed is about to be killed, suddenly, O comes to the rescue and hits Marlik on the head, knocking him out. Following this, the two make a run for it as the whole village descends into chaos. O thinks the world is flat, and when they get to the mountains they will fall off, but Zed doesn't. The next day, O's beliefs are proven wrong as they discover land beyond the mountains. Then he assumes that Zed knew this before, because he ate the forbidden fruit. They stroll through a field where cows are grazing, and Zed decides to kill one of the cows for food. He lunges at the cow, but is kicked out of the way. Soon, two brothers, Cain and Abel, appear and tell him that they are farmers and that the cows belong to them. They disagree as they explain their work, and a vicious battle ensues. In the end, Cain ends up killing Abel with a stone. As O and Zed are witnesses to his crime, he invites them over to his house for supper. They reluctantly agree to go, for fear that Cain will kill them as well if they do not comply. The same evening, Zed and O have dinner with Cain's family. The eldest member, Adam, inquires about Abel's whereabouts, and the trio lie that they haven't seen him all day. Then, Adam tells Zed to sleep with a beautiful girl, and O is forced to sleep with a dirty guy. Zed is ecstatic, thinking that he will finally get laid, but to his misfortune, the girl is only interested in other girls. Meanwhile, O has difficulty sleeping as the filthy guy repeatedly farts and creates a nuisance. The next morning, Adam and some farmers go out to the fields in search of his lost son. They eventually find Abel's corpse and deduce that Cain is the culprit, but it is too late by now for the three to leave the village. Now, they are at a market, where they surprisingly find Marlik, Maya, and Ima in a tied-up state. As Zed and O slowly approach the girls, they find out that the village was burned down by them and that other attackers had come to the village and kidnapped all the villagers and sold them as slaves. Determined to free them, Zed tries to buy the girls but is unable to do so due to lack of cash. Then Cain intervenes and says he can help get them all out, but in the end, he simply betrays his friends by selling them as slaves in exchange for a horse. Later, Zed, O, Maya, Ima, and the other slaves are put in a cage and are to be given to someone. However, on On the way, a third-party tribe suddenly arrives on horseback and attacks the slave masters. During the attack, Zed and O manage to escape, and luckily they get away, while Maya and Ima are captured. The two try to save the girls and spy on the attackers from afar, but they fall asleep soon after. On waking up, they discover the attackers have gone, to their dismay. Afterwards, Zed and O make their way to a city called Sodom, as they had overheard the attackers talking about the place earlier. The film then switches to a man named Abraham who is about to sacrifice his son, Isaac, for orders from God. All of a sudden, he is interrupted by Zed and O, who happen to be passing by. They say that God sent them to stop Abraham from killing the boy. Hearing this, Abraham drops his knife and thanks God before escorting them to his village, thinking that they are the holy messengers. To show their fidelity, however, both of them would have to cut off their genitals. Afraid, the two run away from the village and make their way to the infamous city of Sodom. But they soon find out that Abraham's son Isaac has been following them. He takes the two into the city and says that he and his friends always go into Sodom to have fun. They soon make it to the gates when suddenly several guards attempt to catch them. So, Isaac flees and the two are captured and prepared for punishment. But, fortunately, a guard there, Cain, vouches for them and saves their lives. The next scene shows the three as they walk through the city, with Cain telling them about the privileges of being a guard in the palace. So, the next day, Zed and O also get enlisted as guards, despite having no skills whatsoever. Then the three of them go to the market, but the princess of the city, Inanna, passes by in her chariot. Zed is instantly attracted to her, but Cain tells him that he has no chance with the princess as she is royalty. They then head to the palace where they find out that a virgin woman is being sacrificed. This is because the people think that if they sacrifice something to God, God will shower them with rain, food, and shelter. One of the slaves approaches the three and tells them that Princess Inanna has called Zed and O. While the slave escorts Zed is in the palace, O is taken elsewhere by an old male. He then finds himself in an intimate gathering, and it's revealed that the slave who led him inside is actually Maya. Zed notices that O is painted in gold and is posing as a statue after some time. The two then see Ima in the crowd, who also turns out to be a slave. Currently, she is being harassed by one of the guards, so Zed pretends to scold her and sends her off. Following this, he goes to visit the princess while the high priest shows O the holy room and explains that whosoever has entered has never returned out alive. But it is said that only the special ones will be spared and God will be kind to the righteous ones. Meanwhile, Zed claims that he himself is the chosen one, and so the princess takes him to the holy room. She is able to persuade him to enter and speak to God to stop all the people's suffering. When Zed enters the room, nothing happens, and he instead finds O hiding from the high priest as the latter was forcing him to do inappropriate things. Then Zed kneels down in front of the large stone in the middle of the room and prays to God. But, following his prayers, he starts an argument with O over God's existence. They eventually make up, and as they leave the room together, they are met with the high priest and numerous guards who put them into jail as entering the room is against the rules. The next day, the two are brought out and stoned to death in front of the people. But before the procedure can begin, Zed confronts the king and claims he is the chosen one, as he is unscathed even after entering the holy room. As a result, the entire crowd starts chanting for Zed. The king also believes in the theory, and so he dismisses their death sentence. However, he does not free them, but keeps them as slaves. Later in the afternoon, another virgin girl will be sacrificed to God. Surprisingly, the king chooses his own daughter, Princess Inanna, as he is fed up with her constant grouching. It turns out that Ima and Maya are also next in line to be sacrificed, and when Zed finds out about this, he makes a dramatic entry and destroys a construction site in the process. At the same time, Abraham, Isaac, and their troops reveal themselves, and a full-on riot occurs. The public also starts to retaliate while some of the guards betray the king, killing him and taking his crown. Meanwhile, O rescues Ima and he finally admits his love for her, and the two have sex in the chaos. Zed battles through numerous guards and rescues Maya from the high priest, who is thrown into the pit of fire. After a while, the fighting stops and the crowd all cheer for Zed as they think that he is the chosen one. It also begins to rain and they become even more excited, but he eventually admits to everyone that he's just a regular guy who's trying to save his friends. He further mentions that anyone can be chosen and can make their own destiny if they persevere through the tough time. The audience is made frenzied after listening to his inspiring speech. In the last scene, Princess Inanna is made queen of Sodom. Zed and O are getting ready to take different paths. O intends on returning back to his village to help rebuild and develop it, while Zed wants to travel the world with Maya. The movie ends with the two having an emotional but awkward goodbye before leaving the city of Sodom. Subscribe to watch more videos like this, leave a comment about your favorite movie, and we will make it next. Thanks for watching.